And good afternoon, welcome back. This is the second round of games here on the first day of competition at the UMH-68 U14 Saskatchewan, first ever event here in the province. And we've got two teams, one looking to continue their winning streak and one looking to get onto the game board. We've got Team Black taking on Team Gray. And we have no fewer than 7 of the top 10 scorers in the tournament after game 1 playing here. We're going to start with our rosters. Up for Gray, we've got on defense Carter Schmier, Eli Mantika, Kieran McGee, Olesko, and the tournament leader with 4 assists, Zach Markowski. Their forwards, Jun Lee, Kane Hadfield, Ryan Guest, R.J. Livingston, Carter McLean, Kaysen Featherstone, Beckett Fordham, Jacoby Cardinal, and Thomas McFarlane. The goaltenders, Micah Polinski and Noah Eben. And now introducing Team Black. Defense, Declan Scheidel, Maxime Christian, Andrew Pilipo, Keenan Williams, Brady Roth, Sutter Chicane, Mason Livingstone, Ryland Bergen, Weston Filson, Jax Fellner, Walker Parkinson, Jackson Walter, Brody Grimm, Sawyer Gontoniak, and Braden Poe, and Lachlan Horn and Teo Otituju are the goaltenders. Team Black is coached by Courage Bear. The Roarman Wildcats Midget AAA U18 head coach, and their ambassadors Ryland Pierce of the Everett Silver. Head coach Jason Gordon, the head coach of the Yorkton Kinsman Maulers U18 AAA team, and their ambassador Tyrone Sobry. We're just a minute left until we start with the puck drop. We want to acknowledge our national sponsors. The following national sponsors make UMH-68 possible across Western Canada. They are BioSteel, Iron Ghost Construction, and Elite Prospects. And our locally based 3-star awards are being sponsored by Ritchie Brothers, and the Sask Games Grit and Grind Award being sponsored by Weatherspoon Realty. As Platinum sponsor, we're thrilled to have BioSteel as an official UMH-68 sponsor. All UMH-68 athletes receive 20% off during the event. Use code UMH68 at biosteel.ca. And a quick shout out to BioSteel. They just dropped a hydration variety pack at Costco Canada. 24 bottles, 3 unreal flavors, 0 sugar, clean, healthy hydration for athletes and families. Grab it next time you're at Costco. Iron Ghost joins us as the national platinum partner. Iron Ghost, where quality and safety lead every build since 2014. Iron Ghost has delivered quality, safe construction from structure to mechanics, skilled, proven. A proud supporter of youth sports in their hometown of Verdon, BC and beyond, Iron Ghost is committed to building more than just structures, they're building futures. And Elite Prospects. Elite Prospects is the gateway to hockey online since 1999. EliteProspects.com is the #1 statistical hockey resource, serving over 1 million unique visitors weekly. Elite Prospects offers the most informative hockey player database on the web and has the most reliable transaction tracker out there. And Up My Hockey also joining us as a gold sponsor. Up My Hockey is proud to provide scholarships to players attending UMH-68 because talent deserves opportunity. Change your thinking, change your game. Up My Hockey, where mindset meets performance. And earlier in the day, Team Gray piled up an impressive 8-2 victory over Team Red, while Team Black dropped a heartbreaker 7-6 to Team Blue. So Team Black have something to prove here. They want to get over the hump, get that first in the win column, and Team Gray wanting to remain undefeated. Puck drop up next. And it's a clean win from Filson, and he gets that return pass, and immediately we're offside. Going right onto offense, just a little bit offside there, and Filson will line back up again, taking the draw on the Gray side, Thomas McFarland. And McFarland leading among tournament leaders with goals scored, and it looks like he won the draw, pulling that face-off back, and it's now in behind the net. Blake Olesko with the outlet pass, and McFarland has the puck stripped from him, and right away back into the zone is Brody Grimm. Both teams feeling each other out here early on, and we've got an odd man rush 2-on-1, and that's the first action that we're going to see from Teo Otitoju, the Regina project. Otitoju in net for Team Black, and looks like Noah Eben starts things off, the Slave Lake, Alberta product, playing in the Northeast Alberta Hockey League. And a shot right in close. And I don't know if Otitoju knew he had that puck or not, but he stopped it. Play continues now with Jacoby Cardinal maintaining puck possession in the zone, and the cycle on. Puck comes up to the point to Markowski, and Markowski almost adds to that tournament leading point total. He hits the crossbar. Markowski had a quietly productive first game, notching 4 assists to lead all players in the scoring category after 60 minutes of play. And again, Cardinal with the faceoff win. He did that in the first game as well. And we've got an odd man rush now of Team Black, trailing guys on to defend, and looks like Team Black's Mason Livingstone, he got tracked down, and now Black is taking the puck back up the ice, puck in Jacoby Cardinal's hands. And he is picked clean, although with some backstop. McLean actually in there with the stop, and now we've got Christian, who had a really solid game for Team Black in that loss earlier this morning, and he's picking up where he left off, the Saskatoon AA product, and he gets off the ice for a rest, and down comes Team Gray again, wave after wave here, picking up where they left off, and that shot sails high. Kaysen Featherstone with it. Jun Lee, one of the 2 goal scorers in that first game, providing a little bit of pressure for Team Gray. And Black with a long stretch pass, and it's waved off. It touched the stick of Bergen. And Ryland Bergen currently sits second in total scoring in this tournament, and he's going to get another there with a beautiful feed in front. And Team Black's on the board. Sutter Chicane picking up the goal. That looks like that'll be Team Black now on the board, and they were first to score in the last game as well. So a good quick start for Coach Bear, his team. They've got to be happy about that. And now Team Gray with a little bit of urgency with the puck, with the draw win, and the defender Blake Olesko follows that puck in, gets some decent pressure, but they're unable to center it, and it comes out. Olesko still with possession, and he wheels and turns it around, and the puck ends up on Bergen's stick again. And here he comes. Bergen makes the line, and Quo just a little bit offside, and that play will come back outside the circle, and we get full scale change on both sides. There's an Up My Hockey podcast, and as a podcast sponsor, Up My Hockey with Jason Podolin, the podcast for players chasing their full potential. From mindset to performance, this is your go-to source for unlocking the next level in your game. Now wheeling in behind his net with a outlet pass into the hands of Black, and that's waved off. And now we've got Team Gray coming out again. This time, Kane Hadfield looking for a centering pass, and he gets the pass off, but it looks like Thomas McFarland unable to get his stick on it to take that shot. And now we're working back up the boards again with Team Gray. Pass across to McFarland. He's already got 2 goals in this tournament and just can't quite find the handle. And there's Markowski. And puck now ends up on the stick. And we're looking down at that number. It looks like it is in the hands of Brody Grimm.
At a time of 7 minutes and 26 seconds in the first period.
And now with a head of steam, breaking in, splits the D. And what a goal. A coast-to-coast effort. And Zach Markowski adds to his tournament lead with a goal this time. Of course, he hit the crossbar earlier shift, and he goes end-to-end defensive rush, splitting the D, and he knots this game at 1. Just fantastic individual effort from a really complete player, the Werman Wildcat, and that's got to make his coach happy. And right off the get-go, Black goes back in again. The first real solid shot challenging Noah Eben, and Eben's up to the challenge there. And McFarland coming in now. He turns and wheels, finds his D-man who then connects, and again another hard solid shot from Zach Markowski. He's really starting to find his. And Markowski feeds it in inside, right into the middle. Big stop by Noah Eben. Markowski able to find Brody Grimm. Grimm not able to get that puck up over the pad. And Eben with the save. Sorry, that was Teo Otetoju with the save. Getting my goaltenders mixed up here. Brio with the shot, and Otetoju again, back-to-back saves. Kane is providing a prize pack to the Sidney Crosby Award winner. The award is chosen by the coaches at the end of the tournament. Kane, another one of our tournament sponsors. And up comes Bergen again, looking for that cross-ice pass, and he finds it. Oh, what a finish. Not quite on net. Had it been, it would have been a pretty decent scoring opportunity, but Bergen sets that up. Team Black unable to cash in on that odd man rush. And now Chicane, he can't pick it up. Team Gray, Livingstone with it in the corner, and it comes back up to the point, and it's just fired right straight back in by Carter Schmier. And now Black looking to break out. And a good breakout, and Bergen now, he's gonna come and try to make an impact. He goes low, misses the outside. Maybe it's out of respect for these goaltenders, but our players are really looking for the margins of that net. Quite a few shots missing the mark. And maybe your coaches will be talking a little bit about that perhaps in between shifts, trying to make sure that you get contact, you get that shot between the pipes instead of on the outside. Gray challenging again, and a shot just squeaks through. And so Gray, Ryan Guest, and suddenly Team Gray up. This looks very reminiscent to game number 1, where Black had a really good push to start and then started to sit back for a little bit. Coach Bear is probably going to get on them and try to make sure they don't repeat that mistake again today. But some pressure coming in now from Team Gray. 6 shots in 6 minutes, and this is what we saw in the first game. That relentless forecheck and all those tools that are at the disposal of Coach Jason Gordon. When you've got 5 of the top 10 goal scorers, or pardon me, point leaders already after the first game, you got a lot of depth on net and the ability to put the puck in the net. By that time, that puck goes for an icing, and Black will have an offensive zone face-off with Filson taking the draw, and it looks like he's up against Mason Livingstone, and Livingstone wins that one. And now Gray looking to reset and reverses the puck movement, but it's kept in by Brady Roth. And so Gray will try to reverse it again and see if they've got a better chance of getting out. Team Gray having scored 10 goals already in a little over 65 minutes of play. It's a pretty impressive offensive output. And puck ends up on the stick somehow of Jackson Walter. And just like that, we're back tied 2-2. Just a little bit of trouble getting that puck out of their zone this time around for Team Gray. And Black finds the back of the net. Walter gets his name on the score sheet. If you had the under here for any prop bet, we had it at 11, and I'm sure we're going to go over that. 4 goals already inside the first 7 minutes here. Both teams very similar, large and fast, with a very aggressive forecheck. In that case, that paid off for Team Black with Jackson Walter wide open. A nice stretch save there. And was that Jun Lee coming in, or was that, no, looked like that. Once again, Zach Markowski, and he gets in there uncontested. But this time, Teo Otitoju is up for the challenge, and he stretches across, keeps that puck out of the net. And we get an icing. And so with 12:46 into the period, to go in the period, we are knotted at 2 apiece. And McFarland takes the draw, and that time Parkinson got the better of him. And Black struggling to get the puck out of their own net, and that shot almost centered. And another centering pass, big save. Oh, and a good defensive play, but unable to keep that out of the net. And it's Team Gray. Beckett Fordham now, the Okotoks project, with his first goal. And initially, it looked like there's going to be a wide open net front chance, but Mason Livingstone able to stop that, but they weren't able to corral that puck, and it finds the back of the twine. And Team Gray retake the lead. Shots to start. Team Gray have 9 already, and Team Black with 3, 2 of which have found the back of the net. And puck already again into Team Black's spot. And now Quo with a good move and a good tough shot. And Black responds. The initial push came from Quo, and that save, and Johnny on the spot. Ryland Bergen adding to his tournament lead. And just like that, we're back. We're going to give this new scoreboard at the Martensville Recreation Center is going to get a workout, I think, today. 3-3 the score after 8 minutes. Puck ends up on Colton Breo's stick, and he gets that deep in. And Gray now with the forecheck looking to respond. Tie game, and Black, just like that, out they come again. And wisely snuffed out by Noah Eben, who chooses to get a stoppage in play, and we see Black, both sides actually, coming out with a full line change. And we see Jun Lee come out. He had a big first game with 2 goals and an assist, and he sits in that top 5 of the goal scorers here at the tournament already as well. And he wins the draw, but Black already right in on top of him, and they keep that puck in. And now a little bit of a break for Gray as they try to push it up the right side. And Guest with it. He tries to center, and a really good defensive play, Brady Roth, and he steers that clear of the net. And now still, he drops the Gray player. Roth exerting some of that physical strength of his, and he gets that puck out, and now it results in a good scoring opportunity for Team Black. Something 180 feet away yields a great opportunity for his teammates. And just an excellent defensive play. And that puck now back in, dumped in by Gray, and a couple of Gray shifts. And we've got Lee out there. It looks like the rest of his line now out to join him. And that stretch pass doesn't quite make it onto stick, and now we've got an icing call. Player safety is a top priority at UMH-68. We're proud to partner with Bames Physiotherapy right here in Martensville to help make that happen. With expert care and individualized treatment plan, Bames Physiotherapy has been keeping athletes healthy and game ready for over 20 years. Another draw here, and already Gray. The shot goes off the side of the net. And we've got 3 black shirts there underneath trying to get that puck up the half board, and ends up now on the stick. And we've got a break. Livingstone wheeling himself out of there, and he's still in possession. He gets across the blue line. Livingstone now into the corner, and he just chooses to jump it in and await for some reinforcements. And Team Gray comes up with it, and a cross ice pass, and out they come again, crossing the red line. And a centering pass, and that came Ryland Berg, or nope. We've got Kane Hadfield. He took that puck all the way in, and now Gray with some solid pressure, and it's flicked out of the zone to get that line change for Team Black. And once again, Team Gray recovers and makes that push in. It doesn't matter what position you're playing with Team Gray, you've got the green light to essentially rush that puck up. This time coming by Eli Mantika, the defenseman. He ends up down low, and they're just taking a quick check to make sure he's back at his spot. Hadfield now, and that puck deflected, hitting the end glass, remains in play. And down now with a centering attempt. That falls off the side of the net, and Team Black makes a rush out. Bergen, once again, puck on his stick with a nice feed through. And Bergen's pass ends up right at the goal mouth. And that looked like it was Jax Fellner. A very dangerous attempt, but a solid stop by Noah Eben. And it seems like things have slowed down a bit. We haven't had a goal in a couple of minutes after that rush of 6 goals in 8 minutes. Things have sort of settled in. Maybe the coaches talked about the importance of a little bit of a back check. I'm sure these are appreciating a little bit of that. And that being said, almost another goal up there, but the puck remains out of the net, and Team Gray with another shot block. And that shot, Bergen sails over the head of Eben. Gray now trying to get past this aggressive forecheck from Team Black, and the puck ends up on Livingstone's stick. Another one of these top 10 goal scorer, top 10 point getters so far, Livingston, and he's able to get that puck deep, and we'll see if they can get the cycle going. And here we go, we're starting to get that work, good work down low by Team Gray. And just getting a chance to chip it out is Team Black, and Sutter Cecchini gives his team a little bit of a breather, and now they have to turn back, and Declan Scheidel from Nipawin, he gets himself back, and Cecchini and Scheidel working that puck back and forth between the pairing, trying to find a way of getting it up past that forecheck applied by Team Gray. Livingston mixing it up, Poe down low, and that puck stays. Both teams really aggressive and very effective at keeping that puck in once they make the zone. And we see Eben out now. That's one of the first times we've seen our goaltenders get out and do some puck handling, and maybe that's part of Eben's regular game, and he's starting to feel it. I wouldn't be surprised if he rushes it up by the mentality of Team Gray. It seems to be a puck possession style exit strategy, and now we've got ourselves a 2-on-1 going the other way, and Filson's pass just a little aggressive and just past the outstretched Brody Grimm, and we get a shot from Pilipow from the outside, and that's steered to the side, and puck now back up at the point. Eben under dress again, but he's standing in there, keeping Team Grey in it, and now we get our puck clear. Puck now on the stick of Case and Featherstone, and Featherstone, he's able to put a little pressure while some of the changes are made for Team Grey, and now Team Grey working at keeping that puck in, and that's that tough work in the boards. And the puck's up to the thing, and Hatfield now with a shot from the point. And now we've got a break, a little mini break for Team Black. See if he can get himself. Team Black, oh, the attempted toe drag, and that's pulled out of his skates by the defender there. And we'll get the number on that guy. Oh, looks like Colton Brio. He broke up that mini break. Could have been an opportunity for Black. And Brio working hard down there. And our teams have settled in, definitely starting a little bit more of an aggressive back check to try to counter that torrid goal pace we saw to start. But again, another 2-on-1 for Team Black. Weston Filson's pass, not quite met for that. And now we've got Maxime Christian, and he puts that puck into play, and the pressure comes on again for Team Black. Both teams, again, playing very similar styles. Once they get that puck dumped in, it's really difficult for the defenders, unless, like we see here, there's a line change. There's not a lot of room there. Both teams generating an awful lot of offense from that aggressive puck play down low. And here we go again. We see the same spot. Neither team really that afraid to get themselves deep and really work hard along those puck battles and win those edges wherever they can. And still lots back and forth action. We're now under 5 minutes to go in the first period. And Gray looking for that outlet pass. Wisely held for a minute just to make sure he's got it. And that puck chipped ahead. And a good stop by Chicane. And he puts the puck right back on the Bergen's stick. Livingston gets the puck on net. And even had a little help from his defender. He had trouble with that rebound. And that puck steered back into the corner, and now on the stick of Colton Brio. Oh, that puck almost stripped at the line, and we have a player down, and we're going to have a 3-on-1 here. Wide open in front. What a goal. Made no hesitation there. And the backhand from Beckett Fordham. And you can see that developing right from the red line. The defender from Team Black fell, and it became a 3-on-1. A really picture-perfect pass right onto the stick. And the rest is on the scoreboard. 4-3 now for Team Grey. And Team Grey keeps taking the lead, and as we've seen, Team Black pushes right straight back. And we'll see if they have an answer here. A little under 4 minutes to go now in the first period. 7 goals in this first period. And a combined 22 shots on net by both teams. Shots are even at this point. A really well-matched game. Two very complementary styles of play between these players. We haven't seen some of the speed of some of the Team Grey folks. And that puck. Good save there by Team Black. Toyo Otitoju was able to just get his stick on it. That was a dangerous situation there with Team Grey looking to add to their lead, and Otitoju kept it out of the net, and now Team Black working its way up. That cross-ice pass just out of the reach of Fellner, but he's able to come up with it, having tracked it down, but he's in there by himself, and he needs to come off for a change. And now Team Black will look to rally in their own neutral zone and see if they can make something happen here at the end of this period. It's been a great period for both teams. And now we've got a 2-on-1, and the shot in there by Grimm. And it's picked up by Eben, and that'll bring out a full-scale line change for Team Grey. A big shout out to Focus Goaltending, leaders in elite goalie development and proud supporters of the UMH-68 Saskatchewan. Focus Goaltending, shaping the next generation of elite netminders, one save at a time. That puck ends up in the corner, and now Black looking to center it, and we've got a break for Grey. And coming back in here again is Brody Grimm. A strong forecheck from Team Blacks, making it hard for Grey to get out and get any momentum here to add to their lead. And here goes Rylan Bergen. And Bergen knocked down. Is that Brio? Brio taking advantage. And the puck goes the other way. An excellent opportunity from the defenseman. Puts the puck for his team. Great outlet pass and a big check. And Jun Lee putting a little bit of pressure now. And that Schmier bats it down at the line, and he gets it deep again. And now it's Gray's turn to put on some pressure. And Grimm now, at the end of his shift, if he's able to get down there, put a little bit of pressure on Eli Mantika. Now Mantika looks upfield, and he's got 14 there, but right again, coming back in, number 16, Jacoby Cardinal. And now Black putting on a little bit of pressure. A little over a minute to go in the game. And a heavy shot. And that looks like Scheidel putting that one on net, but nobody in front to get the tip or the screen. Oh, and a nice deceptive pass there. That one snuck through. And it was unlucky for Black to get it there. And that puck tipped right onto the stick of Mason Livingstone, but he can't corral it and get the shot off. And now Scheidel, Livingstone with the puck again. Gray in looking for an outlet and just throws it out with 40 seconds to go. And they say that it touched the player, so they've waved offside, or pardon me, they've waved off the icing. And now Gray comes down, seeing if they can get something to manifest in the last couple of seconds here of this first period. 7 goals so far scored. And then Scheidel will just play it up the boards right into the hands of Sawyer Guntoniuk. And now the puck ends up as time winds down. We've got one last break coming up. And we'll see if we got time for a shot. And Mantika not able to, that's Max. Mantika couldn't get that shot off, and we end the first period with Team Grey holding a 4-3 lead over Team Black.
13 shots on net for Black and 12 for Grey.
See, I might be a little, I should start looking this up. Yeah. We walked to church on a Sunday morning, raced barefoot back to Johnson's Fence. right, your first period scoring summary. Right to start the game off, Sutter Chikina with a goal assist from Ryland Bergen and Braden Quo. That put Black on the board, followed quickly by the tournament scoring leader, Zach Markowski. He goes in for the lone goal with an assist at 15:55. And then at 14:05, Ryan Guest counters or adds to that lead with another goal for Team Gray, putting them up 2-1. And then Jackson Walter from Brady Roth evened the score at the 13:05 mark. And then almost immediately after that, Beckham Fordham from Thomas McFarlane and Kane Hadfield was able to regain the lead for Team Gray. And then within 30 seconds, Ryland Bergen storms in and evened the score with a feed from Braden Quo and Jackson Feldner. And then after a bit of a spell, at the 4:07 mark, Beckett Fordham with his second of the game from Kane Hadfield put Gray up by a score of 4-3. And that's your period one scoring summary. All right, thanks for joining us. We're up here on the mezzanine level in between periods, and I'm joined by the head coach of the AAA U18 Warman Wildcats, Courage Bear, and he's coaching Team Block this weekend. Courage, what brought you to the event?
I just think it's an opportunity to give back, kind of see the younger kids coming through the pipeline so you can keep tabs on them, and we're always looking again for U18 to see what kids are coming up and keep an eye on them.
Got a couple of really good local area guys out there right now, even a couple of Warman products.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, Bergen's local. There's some other Saskatoon kids that are, the first time getting to see them. Like you said, you don't spend a ton of time watching the younger age groups, but yeah. It's good to have some of the local guys. What's the other? Livingston is another young kid local. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to have them on the team.
Very short period of time you have with these boys. What would be the kind of key points to a Courage Bear hockey program? What do you want these guys to experience this weekend?
Well, I think one, you want to make sure they have fun. The game has to be fun. I think the other thing you're just trying to instill, just let them understand that the finer details of the game matter. Little fine things that make a difference in the game, and especially the outcome, and as well as just how hard you got to compete. And as you move up, it gets harder and harder, and so that's what you're looking to for these kids to make sure they kind of understand. Of course, they're young; they don't get the big picture yet, but hopefully they take little tidbits out of the weekend.
In game one, your team had a pretty good turnaround on the pushback in the second period. What did you tell them after the first period?
I just thought we started real good, and then we kind of got away from what was giving us success using we're a bigger team. We got good size up front and trying to utilize that to our advantage. We're getting to the net and being hard and heavy kind of, and like I said, and so it was just kind of stay the course and take a little deep breath and let's reset and get at them again. And I think we turned it around, but again, we kind of went back, and that's just young kids being young kids.
So you're going to get a junior program, it seems, in Warman. How does that going to fit in with the Wildcat framework? And
yeah, hopefully, we can have some sort of a good working partnership. Obviously, different ownership, different kind of goals somewhat. Still trying to bring hockey to the region and competitive hockey, so for people to watch. I don't know how much of an impact it'll have on our program. Obviously, fan base, it's sponsorship. I'm assuming there's going to be some challenges for both teams now in the area because there's only limited money in people's pockets and sponsors. So I think that'll be, we'll have to look at things differently there. But I think from an on-ice perspective, hopefully there's synergies that we can look to work together.
Perfect. What kind of advice do you have for the boys and players that play for your regular team and these guys of things they could focus on during the summer?
Well, I think one of the things I told the group last night is I said, I think kids spend a whole bunch of time in their skates and not really taking a break. I think it's good for them to get away from the rink parts of the summer. And there's other ways you can train as a multi-sport athlete, or just your fitness, your mental performance, or even just giving yourself a break from being in the daily grind of hockey. I think that was a message for me, is obviously you got to put time in, but I think there's also a decompression stage where you got to just get away from it all. And even us as coaches, I'm just now getting back into it, where I kind of stepped away from, a good month of not being on the ice and clear my mind a little bit, refocus.
Yeah. A lot of this event is about kind of like hockey and hockey life, you know, away from the rink and as much of what we're seeing on the ice there. What kind of messaging do you think is important for families who are, you know, coming maybe to this camp and experiencing that elite level of hockey for the first time? What are the things that work for family sports?
Well, I think one, obviously you need the family support, but I think it's also important to keep things in perspective, and it's a process and everybody's path is different. It's not always linear. I think, you know, you got to understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows, and everybody's going to have a different path to where they want to go. Obviously you need the family support, but it has to be the kids that want to do it. It can't be, you know, mom or dad wanting to do it for them. So I think that's important, and you got to know your child. Is it what they want to pursue, and because there's a certain expectation, a level of commitment if you really want to chase the game at a high level, I think.
Well, thanks for taking time out of a busy weekend to join us up here at Courage. All the best for the rest of the weekend and with your season next year with the Wildcats. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And we're back now for the second period. And if this pace continues, this is very much like an all-star type score fest. 7 goals scored in that first period. We'd like to take a few minutes just to acknowledge Boston Pizza for one. When it's time to celebrate a big win or just enjoy a great meal with the team, Boston Pizza is the place to be. Proudly Canadian, Boston Pizza is known for its family-friendly vibe, delicious menu, and commitment to the community. At UMH-68, we're grateful for their incredible support. Not only are they fueling our players with meals at the banquet, they're also keeping our coaches energized with lunch during the event. Boston Pizza, great food, good times, and proud supporters of youth hockey. And Trach Power Skating, speed, precision, and edge control. Trach Power Skating is where serious players sharpen their skills. Proud sponsors of UMH-68 Saskatchewan, Trach Power Skating helps athletes build the foundation they need to compete at the highest level. Trach Power Skating, because powerful skating changes the game. And we've got the actions kicked off here already, and Black with possession of the puck. We've got Black left to right here, and that puck up and out of play. And both goalies returning again, starting up again. Noah Eben in net for Gray, and Teo Odetoju in net for Black. And we'll see how long they stay in before the second goaltenders come in. That can be a factor sometimes when we put those attendees in. And Black now penned in back into their own zone, looking for an outlet pass, and Gray with some pressure. That puck comes around, and now putting some pressure back at Fordham, one of the goal scorers in this contest, but Black able to get it out. And moving in quickly, number 12, Jax Fellner. Fellner looking for someone to pass it to, and his pass intended for the point man, Maxime Christian, unable to find it, and Christian puts it back in. And now 2 Black forecheckers in, trying to get onto Mantika, and they're able to get the puck off Mantika. And let's see if they start to work that puck into the corner. Black looking for a centering pass, and it finds the stick of Livingston, or Fellner, pardon me. And that puck stopped, courtesy of Noah Eben, and the score remains 4-3. We want to acknowledge BioSteel as a platinum sponsor for our event. BioSteel providing player scholarships to level the playing field for families who need a little bit of assistance to get to this event this weekend. Thanks to BioSteel, our national platinum sponsor for UMH-68. Puck on the stick again of Black. Black, like they did in the previous game, coming out quickly into the second period. And a low shot turned away by Eben. And again, Eben tested low. Sawyer Guntoniuk having himself a great shift here, maintaining puck possession for a bit for Black. Puck now steered back in, and up we go. Cardinal with the puck now. He's going to try to make the zone, and he's stripped of the puck. And now that puck shot around and finds the stick of Sawyer Guntoniuk. And Christian providing a little bit of support in that puck through the goal crease. Not really a threat for a goal, but Tendy was in the right position. And now Parkinson brought it down, and now we've got a break again. This one from Team Gray, and what a wonderful opportunity to sequence, and just about Jax Fellner, RJ Livingston, and now we've got a break on the Black side, and both goaltenders equal to those break challenges. And so coming out of the break, both goaltenders are sharp here after the rest. Action at both sides, even with the most recent save, and Otitoju. And now Quo lines up against Mason Livingstone for the faceoff, and Quo limbs it, and Livingston able to feed it back, and the puck into a hard shot by Carter Schmier. And it sails wide, but Black stays in control. Quo with the puck, and it goes past several skaters and into the corner. Now Gray, Schmier looking to try to get that puck out. Carter Schmier. Schmier and Scheidel, two defensemen on either side of the puck here. And we're still looking for a shot from Black, and it goes up off the glass. Gray challenged to get it out, and now Guest able to get some pressure, and Gray getting it out, but it goes immediately back in, and Black very aggressive most of the play already starting in there. And a huge check thrown by Mason Livingstone. He got leverage in there, and he managed to peel that puck off the defender. And now back in the neutral zone, Black looking to regroup, and a puck now on Scheidel, and he gets a low shot again. Another shot, and Eben has been tested. That's about the 6th shot early in this period. And Noah Eben,
A proud sponsor of today's game,
holding things together for Team Gray and helping his team stay out in front. We want to acknowledge Iron Ghost Construction as dedicated platinum sponsor of UMH-68. Iron Ghost has provided player scholarships at all 4 of the national events this year, helping young athletes chase their dreams on and off the ice. Another draw win for Cardinal, or pardon me, that was not Cardinal. We got a 2-on-1 break for Gray, and that shot off the post. Braden Thomas McFarlane, he's hit the iron a couple times so far in this tournament, and he hits the post on that one, and the puck stays out. And now we've got Team Black with a hard chase in there, Brody Grimm, and Gray brings it out. And Olesko, the defenseman, he's had a couple of rushes in this game so far, and he gets that puck past the top of the circle, and almost a tip attempt there in front by McFarlane. And Mantika with the pinch, and Black now with an odd man rush, but a great play made by Olesko. He had that rush, if you remember, and he gets back and he breaks up the counterattack by Black. And now the D-men from Black go tape to tape, and Maxime Christian forced to backtrack a little bit, and now the puck ends back up on the stick. And it gets into the back of the net. Good forecheck pressure provided by Gray. And I think that one, once again, is going to be McFarlane, or it looks like we had, yes, it was McFarlane. And he's got a nose for the puck here, the Sherwood Park Jet product. And he opens a 2-goal lead now on their 14th shot of the game. And he'll take the draw here. And now Black, Walter looking like he is going to try to get himself into position to get them back. And oh, a shot just wide. And I think that was now coming up. McFarlane again looking for a second opportunity. And he is brought into the bar by Sutter Ciccani. And Ciccani following it through now. He's got a break. And he gets that puck across. Oh! Jackson Walter couldn't quite tuck it in there. He got a little bit too deep. Good positional play by Eben, making it a little bit tougher, and Walter unable to squeeze that one in and get Black back on the board again. And Fordham almost the recipient of a good forwarding pass, but it bounced off his stick and goes straight to Teo Otitujo, and the play gets stopped. Elite Prospects, for your youth hockey players, Elite Prospects is your very own online showcase to highlight your achievements and help secure future playing opportunities. Coaches, scouts, and schools at every level consider Elite Prospects their one-stop shop to discover future stars. And Gray just putting that slightly wide of the net after the face-off. With a little bit of pressure now, looking to add to their lead. Livingston hanging on to that puck. He's getting hard to get there. Livingston gets free and he just misses, and Breo can't corral it at the line, and he have to get back, puts it onto Schmear's stick, and Schmear putting it up, and Maxime Christian able to get that puck out, but Gray recovers, brings it back in again, and Bergen now, see if he's got some legs, and he's got somebody in front. He's got Livingston, and Bergen's centering pass goes off the side of the net. Livingston trying to bank it off. Almost worked. And now Team Gray up the forwards. And it looked like Kershane or Jacoby Cardinal, pardon me. And now we've got Keenan Williams in his own zone. And that pass out, Bergen chips it forward. Now we got Livingston, we got a foot race. Olesko's gonna win it. And he chips that back to his partner, Carter McLean. But again, good pressure from Black, making it very difficult for the breakout pass to get out of their own zone. Gray, though, or Black, though, still with the pressure. And Fellner now down low up against Schmear. And Fellner still get a centering pass. Puck to Williams. His shot goes wide now. Grimm gets that puck, sails through. Nobody there to convert. And with the clear, Schmear, he just needed to get off the ice. He looks gassed. Remember that at this level, the icing does not result in the players. They can get a shift change on that. Much needed and smart play on his part. Almost at the midway point of this game, and Team Gray hold a 2-goal lead. Filson will line up, and taking the draw will be Jun Lee. He's been rather quiet after a really strong start to start this tournament, and always lurking, waiting with that speed. We'll see if he is able to pull out some of his first game offensive bursts. And now we've got Black pressing at the blue line, and that puck gets cleared back to Cicchini, and Cicchini, his pass doesn't end up on the stick, and it goes for an icing call. 11:17 to go. Shots 15-19 in favor of Team Black.
Looking to buy or sell a home? We've got you covered. Since 2009,
Up My Hockey is a gold sponsor for the UMH-68 event. Up My Hockey is proud to provide scholarships to players attending UMH-68 because talent deserves opportunity. And some bodies flying there. These little guys, Jackson, this time Case and Featherstone laying out a hit. And now up ice, looking to split the D. Is that Eve? Jax Fellner, and he comes up a little short. Puck now down to Scheidel. Scheidel puts it in Cicchini's hands. Cicchini patiently waiting, and he's able to chip that puck up the boards. And now the puck off the boards, almost up into Filson's hands. Grimm with the forecheck pressure. And now both defensemen back at Cicchini, who had such a great first game. He won the Grit Award in that first game, and you can see why. He is not afraid to carry the puck, make some space for his teammates, goes straight to the net, and he's rewarded. Cicchini with the pressure, and you always like to see that when a player goes above and beyond with that extra, and he just stuck with that play in the give and go. Finds his name on the score sheet and gets his team back within one. And now at the halfway point of the game, it's a 1-goal lead for Team Gray. Just a great individual effort from Sutter Cicchini, the Saskatoon Fury in the Saskatoon SAAHL League. And now Gray attempting to get themselves back, build a little bit of a buffer here. And we've got Zach Markowski, who's been so lethal with his offense. And Markowski from his defensive position is able to get a good scoring chance and more importantly put some pressure back on Team Black after that goal. And what a great pushback shift here at the hands of number 7.
His second of the tournament scored by number 7.
And again, number 7,
Assisted by number 12, Jack
he pops in, and so a pair of 7s here, both with third Markowski with his second of the game, and Team Black not too happy, and Markowski gets in a little bit of it after the fact, and he'll go for a roughing, and probably looks like Team Black's Andrew Pilipow. Looks like Pilipow back there, and we'll see. It's 5-on-5, and we're going to see. They're going to call that a no goal. It did look like it was covered. Teo Otatuju had his mitt over that, and it was that second slice at it that put it in. So the game stays 5-4. And both players in that after activity sent for a little cooling off period in the penalty box. And coach is looking for a little bit of an explanation there. And so referees sorting things out just to make sure that everything is on the up and up. No rush here. Great job from our officials here. We got a full slate crew. School's now done, so we got our linesmen, which frees up our referees and making a good call there probably to keep the game as close as it needs to be. And Livingston now, he cycles in Team Gray. Remember, it's 5-on-5, so no special teams going on here, just regular play. And making a break out, and it looks like Bergen putting the puck onto, Bergen getting 2 cracks at it. Team Black coming very close, and Eben, he's got such a big tall frame, he's able to put an imposing figure. Eben still under pressure. He has really stood in there tall for his team. And the shot total, which once was fairly even, definitely tilted in favor of Team Black. 23 shots on net, and Eben's been good on all but 4 of them. And so doing what he has to keep his team in a high-scoring affair here. And we've got a draw just to his left. And we're looking for still conversation going on. Probably just because the penalties haven't appeared on the glass and just wanting to know when his players are going to come out. But now the draw. The puck brought back to the point. Williams goes point to point, and we're going to have a breakaway here. And it is Ryan Guest. And Guest is denied. Otatuju with the stop on the breakaway, and now Black storms back. And Livingstone, he'll be first into that corner, and he's going in there with Mantika. And both players in there safely, and then Livingstone, the one coming out, and Quo now gets that puck up onto the stick of his teammate Bergen. And Bergen's been a little quiet here, but he had he's an offensive threat wherever he's there. And now another opportunity and a goal. Just an innocent looking break out there. And it looks like Team Ryan Guest gets his second crack at it. And he got denied on the breakaway attempt, but makes good the second trip down. And now Gray pulls back to that 2-goal lead that they enjoyed to start this period off. Pardon me, they enjoyed earlier in the period. And now Black with a really quick response. Filson looking to see if he could split the D, but he was stopped up by the Gray player. And now another chance for Gray in front, and a big stop by Otatuju. And a couple players coming on, some relief for the defenders. And once changes are made, we're going to have a face-off to the left of Otatuju. And lining up Thomas McFarlane, who's got a couple under his belt here, and Filson from Team Black, and Black now breaks it up. Puck ends up on the stick, looks like Filson. And Fellner right there on the doorstep. And Fellner can't quite squeeze the trigger on that one. He get a second whack at it, but it wasn't able to get it across. And now it's Team Gray making their way up. But Andrew Pilipow is able to cleanly play that and gets the puck moving back into the zone of Gray. And now Gray, McFarland, puts that puck onto the stick of Ryland, gets it to Kane Hadfield, and Hadfield's effort ends up in the glove of Odetoju. And we've been talking a lot about Noah Eben being solid, but Odetoju's faced a fair amount of rubber himself, and he's been equal to the task. And now we are down Cardinal taking the face-off for Gray, and Walker Parkinson for Black, and we're going to give that one to Parkinson. Now Cardinal in there, Parkinson in there. 5 guys trying to fish that puck out. And they're being told to move the puck, and now it ends up on the stick of Gray. And we got a shot block by Keenan Williams. And that keeps the puck in the corner. And now Walker Parkinson, he will cycle that puck around, and we get an outlet pass just out of the extended reach of Sawyer Gantoniuk, and that goes for an offside. Hey, there's an Up My Hockey podcast. Up My Hockey podcast serves as a gold sponsor for the event. From mindset to performance, this is your go-to source for unlocking the next level of your game. Grow your mindset, grow your game. Up My Hockey, because the mental game matters. Team Gray dumps it in. Big contact there between McGee and Walter, both getting up after knocking a little daylight into each other. And now we've got Team Gray with another stop by Odetoju. And that was Zach Markowski again, looking always a deadly threat there. But Odetoju with the great positioning, and he makes the stop, and more importantly hangs on to the rebound. And we get full-scale changes on both sides. 6:10 to go. Shots on goal started to even out a little bit more. Team Gray getting a little more rubber on the net there. Team Black looking to get themselves back into this game again. Puck now in behind the net. And a D-to-D pass here and see if they can get it up. And Livingston gets that up, but Poe isn't able to pull it in. And it goes back to Chicane. And with Lee, Jordan Lee temporarily, and Chicane managed to get that puck off his stick. And now Bergen will wheel, and he gets it up to Livingston. Livingston get across back to Bergen. Bergen to Livingston, these two making a connection already, and Livingston getting it in. And guess who? Bergen with it. They're having a great game of pass here. Let's see if it results in something. Bergen, good puck possession by the two forwards, and that puck in front. And just on the backhand, that had been on the forehand, it might have been a little bit easier. And we've got Pilipow back, and he's able to win that foot race. And Bergen back to Livingston, and Quo now. Quo in deep, and they're at the end of the shift here. Oh, and that puck just squeaking. I don't think it would have got there. Schmier making sure that it doesn't get across the line. Even got about 95% of that puck, and the 5% left was mopped up by Schmier and the whistle. And we'll get a face-off to the right of Eben. Both teams looking to go for a full 2-period set with their first goaltenders, and we'll probably see the other goalies come out for the third period in the attempt to keep the playtime even for that position. And Grimm, he's bodied down, and that puck flipped up into the air, and it ends up on the stick again. Team Gray, nice speed in front and not quite able to pull the trigger, but he's going to get another crack at it. And that puck down now to Olesko. Trying to dig it out of the corner again is number 10, Kane Hadfield. And McFarland and Hadfield giving all kinds of pressure here. Black really struggling to get it out. Hadfield, can he get it across to McFarland? And Grimm now calmly, oh, he gives it away, puts it right onto Hadfield's stick. And a good stop by Teo Otitoju. And a little bit of gamesmanship there between the two players. Just keeping each other honest at the end of that play. They play hard, but you got to hats off to the two boys there at the end of that spot in that series. And now Cardinal, see if his dominance of the face-off dot continues. He's been virtually unstoppable and he wins another one. That Team Grey have to work their way out. Murkowski just building up a head of steam, but he wasn't able to get past the original line of defenders. Now McGee puts it on the stick of Murkowski. Murkowski back to McGee. Livingston nearby, but wasn't able to pick it up. And now Parkinson on his own works his way into the corner, but Murkowski with a good centering pass. And now Livingston with three players. We've got a 3-on-2. Now it's a 2-on-1. Cardinal, and Cardinal had unable to get all of that. It hit a stick from a defender, but ends up right in the middle of the chest plate there for Teo Otitoju, and he keeps that score within 2. A-Cane Hockey is a silver sponsor for our event, providing a prize pack to the Sidney Crosby Award winner. That award is chosen at the end of the tournament by the coaches. A-Cane is leveling up the UMH-68 experience. Oh, and another chance right off the draw. And right in his crease area was Carter McLean. But Otitoju, low center of gravity there, and he stretches out, freezes the puck, and we'll get take 2 of this face-off. Cardinal again, and you can see that face-off draw capability put an immediate shot on net. Cardinal, I don't know if I've seen him miss on a face-off yet. Just pure dominance there on the dot. And that's a big advantage for Team Grey when they've got that offensive face-off. But Block with a pushback now. A little bit of pressure here. And quickly up ice. And he is rubbed out there on the sideboard. Chicane, Livingston now. Toe drag of it. Chicane knocks down Livingston and gets the outlet pass. And now we've got two players. Looks like Brio is going to win that, but he's all by himself there. Brio. And he's met at the line there, and Black now with an opportunity. Shot just over top of Eben's head. And it's corralled at the line. Puck on the net. Big pressure from Black. And a score. Not sure between Bergen and it looks like maybe Livingston who got their stick on it. But you had to know that puck pressure, and it looks like they figured it out. It looks like Livingston. And he's Livingstone with the goal. And in there again, Quo, and that's a strong forecheck there. We're now within a goal again. A little bit tighter second period now. Still high scoring affair. We're at that 11. 2:20 remaining in the period. Black looking to draw even and send this into the break as a tie game. And Grey weathering the storm here, but Black able to keep it in. Declan Scheidel progressing it forward, and he gets in close, and he gets that shot on net, and it's a goal. So Scheidel's pitch, putting all kinds of pressure, and it's Jack Fellner, the beneficiary, but all props to Declan Scheidel there. He with the pinch, and Black responds, and now under 2 minutes, 12 goals scored, and we're tied. Shots on goal almost even. And we've got 2 minutes left in the period. Puck shot in by Roth. And now the body's starting to fly here a little bit. Contact relatively new to these boys. They're not afraid to throw a little bit. And now Fellner, the goal scorer, he's back in this. He's fired up. And look at him go. He's got some pressure. He's looking to add to that total, looking to return the favor. And he almost finds the net again. He's got the hot hand right now, Fellner does. And that pressure puts Gray on their heels. And let's see if Black can get their second lead of the game. Remember, they had an early lead and then things started to unravel a little bit for them. And they've battled hard, both teams taking to their opponents when they need to. Gray continually closing the gap, and then coming into the period break, this is exactly how Coach Bear was hoping the response would be from his team. They've got a chance now. Williams from his defensive spot, and that puck up and out of play, and we'll see who's taking the draw here. That puck deflected high and out of play off of a Gray stick, and Parkinson's going to take the draw, and McFarland. And a key face-off there, and McFarland won it cleanly. Mantika behind the net, and he gets it up to Olesko. And that puck turned around though. And Mantika now, he's going up the left side. Nice toe drag, gets in, gets a shot on net. Otitoju out, and he's able to cut the angle down and makes the save. And so puck now shot up off the boards and icing the signal, and it'll come right back into Team Black's end. Big shout out to Focus Goaltending, leaders in elite goalie development and proud supporters of UMH-68 Saskatchewan. Focus Goaltending, shaping the next generation of elite netminders, one save at a time. Now let's not forget our national sponsors, BioSteel, Iron Ghost Construction, and Elite Prospects, sponsoring all 4 events held in Western Canada this year. And we got Bergen now, nice nifty between the leg pass. Team Black in really hard, almost on Livingston's stick. He couldn't quite squeeze it, but Bergen there, centering pass again, and that was in a dangerous spot. But Markowski now, he's bringing it up, and Chicane, a pair of sevens there working hard on each other, and Chicane ends up down on the ice. And so after 40 minutes of play, shots on goal almost even, 27-28 in favor of Team Black, and the score tied at 6-6.
Shots on goal for that period was 15 shots on net for Team Gray and 15 shots on...
Don't forget to stay tuned at the end of the game for the award presentation sponsored by Weatherspoon Realty. They've got the game's Grit and Grind Award, and Ritchie Brothers sponsoring the 3-star awards. We're proud to have Ritchie Brothers of the game at UMH-68 Saskatchewan, recognizing the top performers and celebrating excellence on the ice. When it comes to buying and selling heavy equipment, Ritchie Brothers is the name you can trust. As a global leader in industrial auctions, they connect buyers and sellers with unmatched service and reach. Ritchie Brothers, powering big moves on and off the rink. Ainsworth Refrigeration Company is a leader in HVAC and refrigeration solutions, known for their reliability, innovation, and commitment to community. We're thrilled to have them on board as a sponsor for UMH-68 Saskatchewan, helping to provide healthy snacks in all the dressing rooms so our athletes stay fueled and focused. Thank you again, Ainsworth, for supporting the next. We'll have your second period scoring summary right away here. In fact, we'll be able to do that right now. The scoring opened in the second period with a goal courtesy of Thomas McFarland. That time of the goal, 14:35. And then 4 minutes later, Sutter Chicane with a great individual effort picks up the pass from Jax Fellner, and he gets on the board at 10:19. And right immediately again, Black drawing even. The next goal was Ryan Guest after being denied on a breakaway, is able to corral the puck, getting the pass through Case of Featherstone, scoring the goal at 8:07, and then a pair of goals from Mason Livingston at 2:20 from Braden's goal was Ryan Guest after being denied on a breakaway, is able to corral the puck, getting the pass through Case of Featherstone, scoring the goal at 8:07, and then a pair of goals from some really hard work by Declan Scheidel, who pitched in. Weston Livingston at 2:20 from Braden's goal was Ryan Guest after being denied on a breakaway, is able to corral the puck, getting the pass through Case of Featherstone. And we're pleased to welcome Jason Gordon, the head coach of the U18 AAA Yorkton Kinsman Maulers, all the way here from Yorkton. What brings you to the event today?
Well, I'm pretty excited to be here. Obviously, when Hugh Hamilton had reached out initially, seemed like a great opportunity to meet more players and learn from coaches. And having that up my hockey mindset is something that we really believe in with our team in Yorkton. And it was just something I really wanted to be a part of. So it was very easy to get here. And facility's beautiful, and the players that are all here are really dialed in to become better players.
Awesome. Well, you've had a game under your belt in the practice, but still a little early on. How do you get chemistry with this short a time frame with kids?
Yeah, kids start to find confidence, and for us, you know, a lot of the little things that we're doing in the dressing room, we're trying to take the best things from all of our teams, leaning on our ambassador, Tyrone Sobry, and then bringing in some extra guys just to kind of, you know, give some kids some different ideas and let them kind of feel more comfortable with each other. And the number one way that you have a lot of quick chemistry is just having fun together and finding those line mates and communicating really good with each other.
Well, you guys have a lot of firepower. It's, you know, you had a pretty successful first game, if we could say that. And how do you keep them, you know, how do you, like if you've got a team that's overpowering another team, how do you kind of keep the game competitive? How do you keep it learning environment for your players?
Yeah, for us, we're trying to teach so much. Like you come into it with one practice and, you know, guys are wanting to know various different things along the way, and we just want them to play, you know, with as much passion as they can. And one of the things that we said to them off the start is we could go through every system in the world right now, but hard work will beat most systems. So if we work hard and we're prepared to do that in every shift there, we're going to continue to have success. And I know you get that first game under your belt and you just have to chalk it up as one game because it's a long road here. You know, 5 games in 3 days on the young bodies is going to be a challenge too. So you just want to make sure they're taking care of themselves on the ice and off the ice. And the whole crew's done a great job to make sure that there's people in place to help our players.
Just so much of this is about what we're seeing here on the ice, but half the experience this weekend is the off the ice stuff. And I imagine the same holds true for your position with the Maulers. How important is that off-ice teamwork and as an individual player?
Well, it's definitely a key part that we really focus on with our group too. We lean on a lot of mindset coaches. We have mental health advocates that work with our players throughout the year. We want to make sure that they're taken care of in their billets throughout the hockey season too. So the off-ice part really translates to the on-ice part so much. So, you know, when we go through things over time, a lot of the coaches in our league very coach similarly. I've heard that from many coaches over the years, that a lot of the stuff, there's no secret sauce. It's just a matter of, you know, applying it into the game situation and ensuring that our players have that mindset to play hard. So when you talk about the skills are a big part of it, and I know Courage Bear mentioned it last night at the player banquet, is, you know, if you could spend money in June and July on getting your mind in the right place, it's going to translate alongside all the work you're doing with skills.
Excellent. What kind of advice do you have for players, you know, the ones that you coach in a regular season, and these guys, about what they do during the summertime? What are some things that they can do to become better people, better players?
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head. That's the number one thing, that the promise that I make to the players that we recruit is we want to make you a better person coming through our program. And in the summer and looking at things, and we talked about it, I know I mentioned at the banquet last night, there's 68 players here. If you were to pick one team, only 17 would be on it. So 75% aren't going home hitting their goals immediately. So if you don't hit your goals initially through the summer, are you going to get better, or are you going to get bitter? And, you know, for our guys, when, you know, they come into camps in April, you know, they have a mindset of hoping to make the team and then training through the summer and then making sure they're keeping up with their training so that when they hit into the season, they're not looking back saying, man, I wish I would have woke up that day and went to the gym, or I wish I would have, you know, did a little other things along that instead of maybe staying up late and playing video games too long. And that's a factor, right?
Oh, for sure. Maybe one last one. What's the next season looking like for the Maulers?
You know, we're excited about the group we bring in. I think, you know, we're going into our league scheduling meeting this evening. So when we go into that, you kind of get everybody in the same room, and all the coaches have dreams of winning the national championship. And those dreams were realized by the Regina Pac Canadians last season. So, you know, we have one of the top leagues in Canada, and we want to continue to have that. So the team that we put together is, you know, right here in Martensville. We've got a few players right here from Martensville that are going to be part of our team. We're a little bit of an older team here right now, and we're a team that has a chip on our shoulder. We want to get to the playoffs, and we haven't been there for a while, and that's the number one goal for us. And last year we didn't hit our goals, so guys that are coming back into the room, they know what it's going to take to try to get to the playoffs, and the new guys that came to our program, they're going to get pushed so that we get there.
Thanks a lot, Jason. Jason Gordon joining us from Yorkton, the head coach of the U18 AAA Yorkton Kinsman Maulers. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us here.
And welcome back to the third period here of a really tight game. High scoring, 6-6 contest between Team Grey and Team Black. Team Grey looking to keep their unbeaten streak going to 2, while Team Black are hoping to erase the 7-6 loss in the first game. Twice in that period, Team Grey fell down or went up by a 2-goal lead, and Team Black were able to carve their way back. And we'll see if Team Black are able to continue that pushback and get themselves into a lead situation. High-powered offenses, two very similar teams, big bodies getting down, grinding it out in the corners and making things happen from that perspective. We are now looking at a change in goaltenders here. Team Grey putting Micah Paulinski in, and we've now got, we're going to continue to stay with Teo Odetoju. And so Odetoju remains in and Paulinski takes over, and we're now into action in the third period. Puck over from Pilipo over, and a centering pass attempt made. And now coming in is Filson. Filson with a pass in front and almost finds the stick again. Fellner and Filson. And seeing that puck early is Micah Paulinski. He gets his first touch of the game. And that's got to feel good, just making sure that that first shot isn't too difficult. Just ironing out a little bit of his equipment issues here, and we'll see a face-off to the left. And once again, Jacoby Cardinal lines up for that defensive, and Carter McLean, pardon me, it looks to be like it was Jacoby Cardinal, and again with the face-off win, and we've got a break here for Grey. And the ice maybe getting a little bit better of that rush, just still settling in. Livingston isn't quite able to get the handle on it right at the last minute, and now it's Black coming out. And coming out for Team Black is Jackson Walter. And a puck picked up by the tournament scoring leader at the moment, Zach Markowski. And Markowski gets that puck in deep to Cardinal. Cardinal with the pull through, finds some space, can't locate the puck. But it stays in the hands of Team Grey. And Maxime Christian now the defender, and he gets stripped of the puck. And it's Team Grey still retaining control. Over to Olesko. Olesko with the shot. And that one easily handled by Teo Odetoju. And we get a change over, full-scale change on both sides. Fresh set of legs. 18:35 left in the game. The score nodded, and the shots on goal nodded. It's as even as you're going to get it here. And McFarland lining up, and Quo wins that face-off. And the outlet pass up to Livingston, and Livingston, his centering pass is picked up, and in goes Mantika from his defensive spot. Mantika with a shot. And that just sails over the net. And Grey continuing on with the pressure. McFarland with the touch in there. And coming out is Declan Scheidel. And Scheidel pursued by two players. And he's able to get that out and back into the neutral zone, where Grey will recover and head back in again. And once again, Scheidel puts it around the boards. And it gets chipped out by Black, and Olesko, he's challenged by Quo, and Quo's got Livingston, and that picked up by Schmier. Puck in centered in front, and nobody able to get their stick on it. And Cecchini, he gets that shot in, but it's picked up by the fresh goaltender, Micah Paulinski. And Cecchini's shot picked up, and that results in a face-off to the right. Paulinski. And it looks like Filson will take the draw for Black, and he wins it. And that puck ringed around the boards, and now it's on Black's stick Cicchini is back, takes a look, and he goes back to his D partner, Pilipo. And now Pilipo, he's got some room in front of him. He's going to take it, and he drops it back for Fellner, with Filson backing him up. And Filson keeps that puck in. And some pressure. And Filson with a bit of contact there. And that pass. Fellner now with the shot on net. And we're going to get a stoppage in play. We have a player shaken up at the end of that series. There's some contact in the corner. And we're getting a little bit late in the game. These are fellas have played 2 games already in a short period of time. And they've got 5 games slated for this entire tournament. And so we're very lucky to have Bames Physiotherapy on site to keep these guys in tip-top shape. Player safety, top priority for the UMH-68 series, and we're proud to partner with Bames Physiotherapy in Martensville to help them make that happen. And that shaken up player is leaving under his own steam a little bit, and we're hopeful that he'll get taken care of and looked at, and he'll be back up and running. That's a good sign. With expert care and individualized treatment plans, Bames Physiotherapy has been keeping athletes healthy and game ready for over 20 years. Bames Physiotherapy, trusted care for every stage of the game, including this one. Now a little conversation with the coaching staff from Team Grey, just getting some clarification on how the collision occurred and what might be done to probably keep that to a minimum moving forward. And satisfied with the result of that, Filson's going to line up and take the draw for Team Black. And it looks like for Team Grey, Jun Lee out there now. And an immediate press up. And Guest was able to get a little bit of movement. An initial presser, now Jun Lee. He gets it deep in there. Puck stayed in from Team Black. And now Pilipo is able to get it up, and now we've got a 2-man rush. 2-on-1, Filson. And Filson and Grimm. And Filson unable to get his handle on it. Well defended there. Then might have been Mantika there for Grey. No, Kieran McGee, pardon me. Kieran McGee providing the excellent defensive pressure there. And that nullifies that dangerous opportunity. Excuse me. Trash Power Skating, again, a proud local sponsor of UMH-68 Saskatchewan. Trash Power Skating helps athletes build the foundation they need to compete at the highest level. And that shot right off the draw. And that's kept out by Polinsky. A good stop there for Team Grey. And Walter now on his own. See if he can make anything happen. He gets a little bit of leverage there, but he's unable to get that puck. But ultimately it gets into the crease area, but Polinsky able to jump on that and get the face-off. 15:54 remains in the game. The score remains tied. Just a reminder that we are going to have several individual player awards at the end of this, and stay in on the broadcast. Find out who wins the Grit and Grind Award and the 3 Stars. Grit and Grind, sponsored, of course, by Weatherspoon Realty, and the 3 Stars come courtesy of Ritchie Brothers. Weatherspoon Realty, looking to buy or sell a home? We've got you covered since 2009. Our award-winning team has been helping clients navigate every step of their real estate journey with confidence. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying your first home, trust the team that delivers results. And that draw won by Cardinal ends up in Livingston's hands. RJ Livingston worked down low and partnered with Carter McLean. He's able to pull that out. McLean to Livingston. Livingston now looking for Cardinal in front, and Cardinal just couldn't get a stick, tipped by the defender. And that looked like really good strong stick once again by Maxime Christian. And Olesko, pardon me, with the pinch, working to keep that puck pressure in. And Livingston now, puck across, and we're going to get a penalty there as Livingston A little bit of a hook put on him as he was making that shot attempt. So we're going to get delayed offside, and goaltender pulled, and we're going to have a little 6-on-5. Hadfield out as the extra attacker, and the call is going to be tripping, and he already knows he's going to the box. Walter Livingston having a really great opportunity to get in there across, but Walter got his stick in there just enough to upend him, and that'll bring up, I think, our first power play of the game. Actually, we have had players penalized, but not to the man advantage. And so we'll see the special teams for Gray come online. And this will be a bit of a test for Team Black. In the earlier game, Team Black's penalty kill looked very strong, and they're going to need it to be as strong. Looks like the official's trying to work to get that stick out. Just an odd spot, and I don't know whose stick it was. Livingston maybe. It's stuck there in the end board, right where the players come out, and hats off, that stick comes out. I'm not sure if it's going to be in great shape moving forward, but we can resume with the play. McFarland taking the draw, pair of 17s now. McFarland and Quo, wins the face-off, gets the first clear. Like we said, Black's penalty kill looked really good in that first period, or pardon me, in that first game. And look at this, Bergen with the attempt. That being said, Black had a short-handed goal and another strong shot. Pilipo, and picking up from where they left off with their PK in the first game, Bergen gets the better chance there. And now we've got an offensive face-off. Once again, Braden Quo and McFarland, and McQuo, second time in a row with the win. And another shot just over the top of the bar. And now Team Gray working their way in, trying to get a little bit of puck presence, get things set up. Breo with the pinch, and nope, out it goes again. Braden Quo fires it out right down onto the net, and Team Gray has to reset. Carter Schmier now puts it up to McFarland. McFarland now puts it on the stick. And Gray, lots of patience there. Schmier gets the puck, goes wide, puck in front, and a goal. Schmier's shot worked in, and McFarland on the score sheet already with another goal. And the penalty kill gives up one this time around. McFarland with the power play goal, and Team Gray back on top with 13:44 to go in the period. We want to recognize Ritchie Brothers. When it comes to buying and selling heavy equipment, Ritchie Brothers is the name you can trust. As a global leader in industrial auctions, they connect buyers and sellers with unmatched service and reach. Ritchie Brothers, powering big moves on and off the rink. And following that power play goal, Black right back to work, trying to level this game as they've done several times in the contest. Let's see if they can rally and level this game up again. They've really played great hockey and just haven't had that result that they've needed, and hoping to change their fortunes here. And now moving in, Scheidel and Team Gray now with some cycling puck movement. Guest gets that puck centered in front, and it does not find its way onto a stick of the Team Black. And now looks like Fellner attempting to, or Scheidel trying to get something going, and he ends up upending himself. And then here's Filson, and Filson, a stop by Pilipo, and now Gray back up the ice again. And that's another point for McFarland as he picks up an assist on that goal. Time of that goal at 14:03. And Hadfield and Schmier in on that goal as well. And now Fellner, he's going to have a little bit of move here, and let's see if he can hold off the defender. Fellner, and good defensive play there by Kieran McGee. And he was wise, he took care of the stick, kept the gap, stayed with him, And he removes the danger, and Pilipow does the rest. Pardon me. Pawlinski does the rest. Forces the face-off, and here's Cardinal taking the draw again, and Parkinson Walker for Team Black. Let's see if Cardinal's supremacy on the dot continues, and once again, you got a Cardinal win at the face-off dot, but it's Black who comes up with the puck with solid play and cleanly rod out. Livingston now, that signature red helmet, he draws and curls looking for somebody, and he's got Cardinal there. Gray, so effective, and look at him use his body positioning, keep separation on the puck. Just fantastic work there. No hesitation. He is cool as a cucumber down there. He knows how to use that frame of his to keep control of the puck. Been very effective so far in this tournament. But it's Black now back on the offensive. Pilipow with the shot, and he hits somebody in front, and that puck just shot wide, and out comes Livingston again, this time going up the left side board. And he gets it squared away to Cardinal, and Jacoby Cardinal, he can't get his handle on it. Pilipow shot to Cardinal, and a save. And in that sequence of events, I'm not sure how that puck stayed out, but Otitoju with a little bit of help, and now it's a Black chance up, and Pilipow, goaltenders coming up big here in high stress situations, and Pilipow that time with the stop. He's pointing out a little bit of deviation in the ice there, is maybe a little chip, but a big stop just before that by Otitoju, and that keeps that game in reach for his team. And Pilipow's been perfect so far. Since he's come in and pressed into action here, and now Black coming in, Brady Roth, he pinches, and dropping back is Bergen, playing a little defense after the Roth pressure, and we're still there. Roth gets back in and gets the puck shot to safety out. Gray, nice quick snapshot, but it goes all the way out, and now it looks like Livingstone, he gets to it first, having a little trouble doing anything with it after he's got there, and Hadfield is able to put it out, and Scheibel now, he'll wait till they touch up on the offside, and Bergen, he's been a little quiet lately, and we'll see. He's just waiting there. Bergen's been very effective on offense too at key moments. And here's Livingstone. And Livingstone can't quite get it past McFarland. And a little bit of choppy play here, back and forth action in the neutral zone. Both teams trying to get the upper hand here. And now puck back onto the stick of Zach Markowski. And Markowski, once again, making his presence felt. Or is that, sorry, that's Mark McFarland with the pressure inside. And there's Markowski. Good 1-2 duo there for Team Gray. McFarland and Markowski, but it's Black that ends up with the puck. And just getting in there and skating right past the rebound. And now out comes McFarland, one-on-one. And he's able to get past, but he has to get in behind the net, and he circles looking. He's looking for somebody, drop pass off, and I think that's Olesko. And Olesko's pass goes in, and a shot made on the net, and a little bit of tussle afterwards, but both fellas decide they're not going to press the matter any further on a tight game like this. Maxime Christian just sending a little message that you're not going to mess with my goaltender without a little bit of a pushback from me. Just enough. Give the reminder, and another face-off. This one to the right now of Otitoju, and coming out of the zone, that puck ends up right on Mantika's stick, and he puts it right back onto his player, and Gray pressing. And now Livingston. Is this Livingston? Sorry, this is Fellner. And Fellner and Grimm This has been a hard working line for Team Black. And that puck out to Pilipau, and a stop by Paulinski. Pilipau retains possession. This hard pressure from this, well, I don't know what you call it, second, third line. We've got a delayed penalty here. And Team Black is going to have a great opportunity to have a chance to level out this game. And they just had enough time for Otatoju to get to the bench, and then the whistle was blown to end that press. But we're going to go to the power play here, and we'll see what the call and who's going to get the gate. I think they're looking to find. He's probably already on the bench, trying to look innocent. And yes, it'll be Mantika. Came out of that one. His stick, and it looks like it's going to be a trip. And once again, we're thankful and proud to have platinum sponsors Iron Ghost Construction as dedicated platinum sponsor of UMH-68. Iron Ghost has provided players scholarships in an effort to help young athletes chase their dreams on and off the ice. Now Black working at some puck movement in that first game. They were really effective in the contest against Team Blue. And another broken stick. We've seen a couple of them today so far. And so Bergen's going to come and just pick up a fresh twig from the bench, see if he can't get himself back in. But Gray, seizing the opportunity, are able to get that puck out, and Cecchini wheels, and he's going to go for a walk now. And he did this in the first game too. And he also was rewarded with a goal in the second period by a rush like that from mid-ice, this time from his own zone. And now Black looking to set up, hopefully looking for the tying goal. And that stick, having a little bit of a factor there. It hurt them by having Bergen have to come and pick up a new one, and that one might have interfered a little bit. And it looks like they've now cleared that debris. And Bergen now taking a walk. He's got a fresh stick, and he's going to come in and give it a try. And Pilipau able to stop it, but he can't corral the rebound. Black retaining. Cecchini now brings himself in, and he's going to get a shot on net. And Pilipau able to keep that pad down. And we get a clear from Gray. 6:53 to go in the game. 36 seconds left in the power play. And now Gray with a little forecheck pressure, trying to burn some time off the clock. And let's see if Cecchini will go for another. This is towards the end of a shift. He might be out of gas. And he's still pressing his way into that Gray zone. And Black will have to touch back up again and regroup. Time for one last rush with the man advantage here. And in now with the puck on the stick, and a shot just wide right there at the end of that power play. And Black still getting an opportunity, a big block. That one by Markowski. He is able to stop that before it gets into harm's way. And the penalty expires, and Gray back to full strength here. And we're going to get an icing call. Elite Prospect is sponsoring the Tournament Stats and All-Star Awards. As the gold sponsor, Elite Prospect is your very own online showcase to highlight your achievements and help secure future playing opportunities for players. Coaches, scouts, and schools at every level of the game consider Elite Prospects their one-stop shop to discover future stars. And that puck, Pilipau didn't quite know where it was, got down into his pad, and he gets down and smothers it. Whether he knew where it went or not, it stayed out, and that's his job. And that brings up another face-off. And again, he has been fantastic in the last 14 minutes. Every shot that he's seen, he's been up to the challenge. And now we get a face-off to the left. And this game, which had 12 goals inside of 40 minutes, has gone into a very tight checking affair. Lots on the line here as teams try to get Black. Just how that puck stayed out. Great stop by the two backstop defenders there, making sure that it doesn't get into that harm space. But Scheidel able to continue on, and he is now doing what got him the goal earlier, or pardon me, Scheidel's earlier heroics in the second period. And a shot with a block. And Olesko, I think, is going to have saved a goal there. Lots of all-out play for Team Grey here. They've had a number of stops here stymieing Black, and now Williams, he finds some space, gets it in. Now he's going to look, trying to find a player to get it. And I think he had Fellner there, but Fellner was able to corral that, and that puck now comes down. It's waved off. And so Pilipow able to get it into Filson's hands. Filson up to Fellner, and now he joins in on the play. And Filson and Fellner, Filson scores! Great puck movement between the two. Filson and Fellner, fantastic chemistry. These two guys playing out of Regina and South Sask Hockey Academy. Fantastic series there, and they bring Black back even just under 5 minutes of play. Fantastic vision out there, and just a great goal by the pair. And we are tied at 7, and now Bergen, he's going to look to see if he can add there and get Black their first lead since early in this hockey game. Just like in the first game, Black with the first goal, and then they've trailed since. And they came up just shy in the previous game, scoring 6, but now they've got themselves 7. We'll see if we can end in tie or if we're going to get ourselves a late game win by one of these two teams. And Livingstone, he's been all over the ice here, making things happen. Gets it to Bergen. Bergen's centering pass is picked up, and up the ice, Beckett Fordham. He's got a couple of goals. And Fordham to Cicchini. Cicchini able to get that puck now up and into the hands, and Roth and Bergen. Cicchini, in fact, the only guy back. And we'll see if he's able to put some puck stop. And a huge save by Odetoju. And now a break for Livingstone. Livingstone quickly pursued Livingstone, and he scores! What a turn of events. Livingstone making good. There were 4 black jerseys underneath the top of the circle, and looked like Grey was going to come back. And then that's puck on the Cicchini's, or pardon me, that puck on a Livingstone stick, and he made no doubt about it, buries it. And Team Black, for the first time in almost 50 minutes, back in the lead of this game. And now Walter, after that draw, puts the puck deep. Olesko now looking for a response, and Olesko with some speed. He's got a head of steam here. He gets that shot on net, though, not able to find anybody to center that pass. And Tayo Odetoju with the stop. He's had 47, or pardon me, he's had 34 shots, and Team Black with 47 shots here, looking to reverse the result of that first game with that late loss, and now they've got the late lead. And another shot makes its way through. Sawyer Guntoniak almost with the insurance goal, but Livingston back. And now we have got Parkinson, and he just gets that, and it bounces strangely off of a Karen and almost back onto his teammate's hands. That could have ended up as another dangerous opportunity. And Team Grey looking to rally here at 2:22 to go. They've held the lead for almost the entirety of their 2 games, and we'll see if they've got a little bit of pushback. And once again, Odetoju, solid backstop, and we're going to get a timeout here as Coach Jason Gordon going to have a little bit of a convo, and we may see the goaltender pulled here, Paulinski, pardon me, and we'll see Paulinski still standing on the ice. 2:12 to go. And And Iron Ghost Construction, once again, one of our platinum sponsors, recognized as a top contractor in multiple industries such as oil and gas, forestry, and agriculture, from building turnkey production facilities that produce canola oil, biodiesel, condensate, and oil to keep up with the industry changes in forestry, where new technology and equipment are replacing that of the past. Iron Ghost specializes in the main structures with a large employment of iron workers, crane operators, and millwrights. Iron Ghost has successfully completed projects in BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Iron Ghost Construction, your platinum sponsors at the national level for UMH-68. And in fact, we have the goalie pulled, and we're going to have 6 skaters on the ice for Team Gray. And Jun Lee looking for that face-off. And Lee makes that face-off win. And Olesko quickly with the puck. And unfortunately, it can't hold the line. And Markowski is able to bring it back in. And with that extra attacker, Gray able to stack 2 guys up at all times into that on that puck. McFarland trying to get some room there, really tightly checked by Pilipo. And Pilipo's work gets that puck out. And Markowski comes trying to find some room. And a good pickup. Kept that gap there and in tight now again for Black. And it's going to be Filson, and Filson just brings it in, and he's going to move that lead. I'd say seal the game, but there's still a minute 25, and we've had 16 goals scored here, so anything's possible. But Filson sure-handedly picks up that puck and takes it 3/4 of the ice in for the goal, and back in the net as the goaltender Micah Paulinski. And we'll see what happens off the draw here. If they can get another offensive series, we might see that goaltender come out again. And Jacoby Cardinal, his pack picked up by Bergen now. And a puck now on the point, put on net by Schmier. And Schmier's puck deep in there. Block keeping everything in front of them, making smart plays. And here we go again. Bergen, who's been quiet here, he's on the break. Puck's moving, and he couldn't get it to settle down. And Bergen still with the puck. He had the break there, but he just couldn't settle that puck. Wasn't able to get it. And Black, dangerous again, but Micah Paulinski is able to stop it. He's stopped almost every shot he's faced. He had the 1 goal. Or he's had a couple scored against him in this frame, but standing in there well, Paulinski and even collectively facing 51 shots in the game. 9-7 the score with 40 seconds to go, and Black again with another opportunity and a goal. That, I think, is Walter's second. Jackson Walter, and he just makes no doubt. And Black shaking off the demons of the last game. They played back-to-back here, mind you. And they have had a good turnaround here. They've scored 16 goals in their 2 games. Making a statement here that they are not to be taken lightly. And we've got some parity here as we got a number of teams now picking up 1 win apiece. And we still have 1 game left in the first day of competition here, and it's going to be Blue taking on Red. Blue, of course, being one of those game winners, and they will look to move into first place in the standings if they are able to beat Red. But Red has an idea in that last game, wanting to come forward and maybe get their first win. And as time winds down, Team Black with a ton of offense, pouring 51 shots on net, and they come out with a 10-7 win. And that's a great bounce back, and Coach Bear is going to be very happy with that result. It was a tough way to lose that game earlier in the day by a single goal, and they almost evened that And so Team Black with some redemption. Fantastic effort again by Team Grey. Their offensive output equally strong. And we get the customary handshake lines. Don't forget to stay tuned. We've got 4 player awards. First one is the Game's Grit and Grind Award, a $30 gift certificate to Boston Pizza, provided by Weatherspoon Realty. Weatherspoon, one of the top 20 producing real estate agents worldwide and ranked number 2 in Canada for the most homes sold. Our experienced speaker or buy your first home, trust the team that delivers results. Weatherspoon Realty are your sponsors for the Game's Grit and Grind Award.
This Game's Grit and Grind Award. The Grit and Grind Award is sponsored by Weatherspoon Realty, the award-winning team that has been helping clients navigate every step of the real estate journey with confidence. The winner of today's award wins a $30 gift card to Boston Pizza. Today's winner of the Grit and Grind Award is number 14, Kason Featherstone.
And Featherstone wins the Grit and Grime Award for Team Grey. And Hugh Hamilton, the provincial coordinator of UMH-68, handing out that award. And now the Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers, 3 stars, starting with the 3rd star.
UMH-68 Saskatchewan, recognizing the top performers and celebrating excellence on the ice. The 3rd star
goes to
9. Team Black, Mason Livingstone.
And Nathan Livingstone, he was all over the score sheet in this game, and he picks up a star for his efforts. Livingstone able to help push his team into the win column. And McFarland with a couple goals from Team Grey is your 2nd star, Thomas McFarland, in the losing effort. And the 1st star,
number 7, Sutter Cicchini.
And Cicchini, Sutter Cicchini with a goal and a number of really good solid play efforts on the defensive side. He's your 1st star. And after game 3, here are your 4 individual player winners. And that brings us to the end of this 3rd game of the day. We will come for the final game in a couple of minutes here with Team Red taking on Team Blue. Thanks for tuning in. We've got another game of exciting action lined